Hi, my dear friends. We are back again and we will continue to discuss about our topic, the credit systems or different credit sectors. The other class we said about three types of sources of credit. People can take credit or loan from bank, or people can take from cooperative sectors, and then people also can take from private money lenders. These are the main sources. So we can divide all these sources into two sectors or two groups. And one group we can say they are formal sector. We can call it formal sector. And another one is informal sector. So remember the names, formal sector and informal sector. You can underline also. The credit sources can be divided into two, formal sector and informal sector. You will find in your textbook page number 48, and you can underline it and learn nicely. It is for one word, and so they can ask. And among the former, so the former in sector, let us see what are the formal sector sources. So formal sectors are banks and cooperatives. So these are the two ones, formal sectors from where we can take credit, and they are bank and cooperative sector. So these two, if you take loan, it is more advantageous for us, more safe for us, and there will not be much trouble for us. And the informal sectors are so many. The private money lenders are there, the traders are there, the shopkeepers are there, the employees are there, even from our own relatives or friends we can borrow money, but they all will charge very high interest. So if you take loan from a formal sector, then the interest level will be very low. But if you take from informal sector, our life in the future may be dangerous when we do not give back the loan in time. It may be in danger. So it is always safe that we take from the formal sector, either from the bank or from the cooperative sector. Then there is a graph. You can see in your textbook there is a graph here, and different percentage of the loans taken is mentioned. So there are so many sources of are mentioned there. We can see the percentage is given there. So if you see the biggest amount, that is 33% of the loans are taken from money lenders, private money lenders. That means people just go and do it for easy sake, but afterwards they have to pay very high interest. Then the second highest is 25. So cooperative sector, banks and cooperative societies, 25% of the people take loan from them, and from the commercial banks also people take 25% of people take loan. Then other ones are 5% people take from agricultural institutions. People take loan. 5% of the people are taking loan from agricultural institutions. Then 2% of the people are taking from other non-institutional agencies. There are other institutions are there, or other agencies are there who will give loan. People go and take from them. Then 1% of the people, they are taking loan from landlords. And also there is 8% of the people who are taking loan from their own relatives, and so on. So total we can say just half of the people, 25% from the commercial banks, then 25% from the cooperative society, and 1% from the government, and 5% from the other institutional agencies. These are the people who are taking a loan from the formal sector. That means their loan is much safe. But people who are taking, other people who are taking from the relatives, from the money lenders, from the non-institutional agencies and so on, they will have to pay very high interest, and they will be made to suffer in the future, because if their business is not successful, if their farming is not successful, they will not be able to pay back the loan that they have taken, and they will be made to pay very high interest, and even they may lose their property and so on. So it is very risky. So the Reserve Bank of India supervises the functioning of formal sources of loan. You can underline who supervises the functioning or the services supervises the functioning of the formal source of loans. Formal source means banks and cooperative societies. So they are controlled by, or they are supervised by, Reserve Bank of India. For instance, we have seen that banks maintain a minimum cash balance out of the deposits they receive. So we know, we studied early, that people go and deposit money in their bank. People who have got extra money, they go and deposit in the bank, and they get a certain percentage of interest. Let's say, for example, those who put money in the bank, they may get 2% interest for saving account. Then the RBI monitors the banks in actually maintaining the cash balance. So the Reserve Bank of India tells them that all the money that they get, they cannot give loan. At least 15% of the amount, total amount, they have to keep in the bank always, because some people may feel emergency, they may come and take back their money. That time bank cannot say, oh, we don't have money now, come tomorrow. So always it is compulsory that this bank have to preserve 15% of their money that they have received should be kept in the bank, ready for giving to the needy people. And similarly, the RBI sees that the banks give loans not just to profit-making business and traders, but also to small cultivators, small-scale industries, to small borrowers, etc. So very often the banks are very happy to give money to big industries, business people and so on, because they will be making lot of profit and they will bring back the money, pay back the money. But the RBI is telling, you should not give money only to those rich people or business people. You must also give a loan to small traders, small industries, cultivators, borrowers and so on. So you must make sure that this money is available for all types of people, not only for the rich people, not only for the important people, business people, but even for small cultivators, small farmers, small scale industry. For them all, this loan should be available. That is how the Reserve Bank of India is controlling the bank. Bank cannot do as they like. The Reserve Bank is there to tell them what they should do, how they should do and so on. And periodically, banks have to submit information to the RBI on how much they are lending, to whom, at what interest rate and so on. So periodically, that means after certain months, the banks have to submit their report to the bank about their activities, how much money they have received total in the form of deposit, and how much money they have given for lending to others, and to whom they gave. Did they give only to the rich people or business people, or did they also give to the poor people? All the report they have to submit to the Reserve Bank of India. And there is no organization which supervises the credit activities of lenders in the informal sector. So in the formal sector, the Reserve Bank is there to control all the banks. So banks cannot cheat the customers. They cannot play fool with the customers. They are very much aware that Reserve Bank is there. They are watch nicely, control nicely, report they are to submit. All these are there. Therefore, the banks will not cheat the customers. But on the other hand, the the informal sector, where these private money lenders, landowners, relatives, friends, and so on, there is nobody to check them, nobody to control to whom they are giving the loan or what interest they are charging. All that is up to them. There is no one to control them. The Reserve Bank of India cannot control those people, and they can lend at whatever interest rate they want. So they can say, I can give you money, if I can borrow you, I can lend you money, but I will charge you this much interest. If you want, you take. So that way private money lenders can put pressure on the needy person. Nobody is going to question them and so on. And there is no one to stop them from using unfair means to get their money back. So they give the loan, let's say for 6 months. And after 6 months, if that person is not paying back the money, they can use any means to get back the money. In the films, I know you might have seen, they bring gundas, go and beat up the farmer who has taken the loan, or destroy their furnitures, or destroy their house. So they can do anything in order to get back their money. Nobody is there to control them. Then compared to the formal lenders, most of the informal lenders charge a much higher interest on loan. Thus, the cost to the borrower of informal loan is much higher. So another difference between the formal sector and the informal sector is that in the formal sector, that is in the bank, the interest rate is fixed by the Reserve Bank of India. They cannot simply charge high and take the money for themselves. But in the case of informal sector, they can always charge high. They charge several times higher. The other day we saw in the bank they give annual interest rate 5%. But the private money lenders, they give the annual interest 60%. So how much money extra they have to pay? So people who are taking loan from these private money lenders, they have to spend a lot of money in order to pay back. If they take 1000 rupees loan and they pay 60% extra, when they give back, they have to pay, after 1 year, they have to pay 1600 rupees. So 600 rupees extra they have to pay. But if they were to take from the bank, they have to pay 5%. That means how much? It will be just 50 rupees. 5% of 1000 is 50 rupees. So they need to pay only 1050 rupees. But if they take from private money lenders, they have to pay 1600 rupees. So you can imagine what a difference it is. And so, and the higher cost of the borrowing means a larger part of the earning of the borrower is used to repay the loan. So when these farmers are taking loan from these money lenders and they agree to pay a very high interest rate, as I said, 60% per year. That means the income that they get from the cultivation, they have to spend all that income for repaying the loan. There will be nothing left for himself or for his family, and to begin the cultivation next year again he has to go and borrow and so on. So it will be a great tragedy for this farmer. They can never improve. They will be always under debt, always under tension, worry and so on. So it is best thing that they go to the formal sector and take loan from the bank, not from these private money lenders. Hence, the borrowers have less income left for themselves, as we saw for Shamal and Sonpur. And in certain cases, the high interest rate for the borrowing can mean that the amount to be repaid is greater than the income of the borrower. So sometimes the crop fails and the total income that they get may be much less than the loan that they have taken. So even if all the income that they give also, the loan is not fully paid. So the loan amount is bigger than the income of the farmer. Maybe because his business failed, or maybe because his crops fail and so on. So there can be a lot of reasons are there. and the farmer or that borrower will be in great distress. He will not be able to live a peaceful life, and this could lead to the increasing debt and debt trap. Also, people who might wish to start an enterprise by borrowing may not do so because of the high cost of the borrowing. So this can affect the person, that the entire profit that he got is spent for paying the loan, and still the loan fully not paid, so that debt remains. This much money more balance is there, and for that he has to pay interest again and again. So a lot of problems are there, and he will be always under debt. His entire life will be under debt. He will never be able to overcome that debt of his life. So it is a very risky for a farmer or for a business person to borrow money from the private lenders in order to begin something. If he is by chance failing, if by chance the profit is less, he will not be able to repay the loan, and his whole life will be in danger. That's a big problem that people will be facing. So they are afraid to begin a business by taking loan from this private money lenders, because they are sure their life may be in danger. So because of these reasons, that people who take loan from this informal sources, there are a lot of danger is there, lot of risk is there in their life. And because of all these reasons, banks and cooperative societies need to lend more. So banks and other cooperative societies, they need to come forward to help the people to give more, or to borrow, lend more money, so that less and less people will go to private money lenders and risk their life. All should be freely, happily willing to come to bank and take loan and make their life safe. And this would lead, if such things happen, if all the people go to the bank for taking loan, what will happen? It will lead to higher incomes, and many people could then borrow cheaply for a variety of needs. So if people are taking loan from the bank, then all their income will not be spent for repaying the loan. They will be able to save some money after repaying the loan, and by seeing that more and more people will come forward to take loan from the bank, so that they can secure their life. Their life will be in safe hands. So they will not be under so much of pressure, they will not be under so much of tension, but they will be able to live their life normally. And even if their crop fail, even if their business fail, they know the interest rate is not much. They can try next year again and repay the loan. That way they can continue living their life in a very safe manner. Then they could grow crops. People who are borrowing money from the bank, they can do different activities. Maybe they can grow crops, or maybe they can do business, or maybe they can set up small scale industries. They can start small scale industry like weaving clothes, or making baskets, or making pottery, or making sugarcane juice. Like that small scale industry they can start with the help of the loan that they are taking from this bank. And also they can set up new industries or trade in goods. They can also do business. They can buy things from one place from a wholesale, and then they can go and sell it in the retail, in the shops, and so on. So all these poor people or ordinary people, they can do so many things if they get some money from the bank to begin their business. At present their hand is empty, they don't have any source of money, and they are afraid to go to this informal source, the private money lenders, because the interest rate will be very high and they will not be able to repay it. So their life will be in danger. So cheap and affordable credit is crucial for the country's development. You can underline that. What is very crucial for the country's development? What is crucial for the country's development? cheap and affordable credit. So the credit that we take, it should be cheap. That means only bank can keep cheap credit. So the interest rate should not be very high. People should be able to get an affordable rate of interest, maybe 5% per year and so on. And also it should be affordable. Affordable means it should be possible for the people. Some banks, they make it very strict. Lot of rules are there, lot of regulations are there for giving loans. So ordinary farmers and ordinary literate people, they will not be able to follow up all those demands of the bank, and therefore they come out rejected, or they come out disappointed, and they go and take money from the private money lenders, and they will ruin their future. So it is the responsibility of the bank to help the development of the nation and development of the people, especially the poor people, by making it easy for the people to take a loan and so on, so that they will be able to develop their own family, their own financial condition, and as a result they'll be becoming part of the development of the country as well. So every person, they should be aware about the loans that are available in the bank, what are the requirements for getting loan from the bank and so on. Then only they will be able to get access to it. And when we know, we should help other people also. We should explain to others that how we can get loan from the bank, what are the requirements, what are the things that we need to do in order to receive loan from the bank and so on. So as you are already aware about it, you have learned about it, try to share this information with your neighbors, or people who are farmers, or people who are interested in doing business but they don't have money, therefore they are not starting and so on. So all cannot wait for government job and other important jobs, but we need to find out a job that is possible according to our own interest. Maybe we are interested in doing business, or we may be interested in starting a small scale industry. So whatever may be our interest, we must be ready to take it up, and the government is ready to help us, giving loan by these government agencies, through banks, to cooperative societies and so on. We need to come forward, make it available to us, and go and develop ourselves, and also be part of the development of the country. So we shall wind up for today, and in the next class we shall study again on this same topic a little more in detail about what is formal sector, what is informal sector and so on. We shall study in great detail, because it is very important that we reduce our dependence on this informal sector, and we go more and more to this formal sector to take loans, so that our future will be safe. So thank you for listening. We will see you again in the next class. Until then, bye.